AITA for getting mad at a child? Hello. Tonight I, 23F, went out with my sister, 29F, for a musical night at a local pizzeria where her boyfriend was playing. I really like to go out like that, but I usually bring some stuff to do as I tend to get distracted very easily and need to be stimulated while I do passive stuff like that. So tonight I decided to bring some yarn and work on a knitting project. I had brought about 3 skeins of yarn that all fit in my bag. As I was knitting, I wasn't necessarily keeping an eye on my bag, so while I wasn't paying attention, one of the kids that sat next to us must have gotten close to me, saw what was in my bag, took out a skein, and started playing with it. This is what I think must have happened because after some time I looked around and one of the skeins that were in my bag was destroyed. It was so tangled it would have been impossible to save it in any way. Plus, it had been dragged all across the restaurant floor, and it was matted with dust, hair, and crumbs from the pizzas. It wasn't the skein I was knitting with, as that one had never left my lap. This is where I might be the asshole. When I realized what had happened, I turned around, and when I saw the kid, I scolded him. He was a little boy. He couldn't have been older than 5. But I was so upset that I just asked him if it had been him who took my yarn out of my bag and dragged it across the floor and ruined it. Then I was so mad that I told him that he should learn not to go rummage through other people's things and that he ruined one of my toys. I literally said that. And that what he did had me very upset. I was genuinely so pissed I was on the verge of tears. The mother of the child then intervened and basically started yelling at me and told me that I shouldn't have brought yarn to a restaurant and that I am an entitled little bitch to speak like that to a child, and that children are going to act like children and people should be patient and tolerate even the more annoying stuff. Am I the asshole? This whole thing really ruined my night, and I am so upset and sad about the yarn that I lost because it was counted for a specific project that I was excited about, and now I'm going to have to spend more money to replace it. But I might have been too harsh on the kid, and now I feel guilty, like I should have been more patient. I don't know. Edit. I should have said this in the original, but despite being very upset, I never yelled in the kid's face. I was stern, but I never screamed at the kid. I was nervous and less than happy, but I was not yelling. Edit number 2. Like one commenter indirectly pointed out, I should not have skimmed over the fact that the child did confess to doing this. I asked him as I was that he had a bit of yarn in his hand at some point, and when I asked him, he said he'd done it.